Felicity from GetYourRockOut, and I'm here talking to Clive Bayley from Mabel Greer's Toyshop. So how are you today?
I'm pretty good. Yeah, it's sunny. I'm in London, and it's great.
Fantastic. I envy you highly. I am in Manchester. It is not sunny.
Oh, right. It's raining up there.
So, it's not quite raining. It's just grey. It seems to be,
no.
Yeah, every day seems to be grey, though, so you kind of get used to it.
Yeah, don't want that.
Yeah, and this is a hugely exciting time for you. I mean, Mabel Greer's Toyshop have now reformed, and you've got an album coming out. Everything is looking really, really exciting. And so could you kind of talk us through what's happened behind the decisions to do all of this?
Yeah, well, I met up after a 45-year break, which is a bit long, with Bob Hager, who I formed Mabel Greer's Toyshop with in 1966. Sound ancient. And we met up in Nice about a couple of years back. He tracked me down, and we decided that we'd just meet up and say hi. So we went to a restaurant, and we thought, you know what, let's go in the studio and relive the dream. So we went to the studio and just mucked around and did some of the old Mabel songs and thought, yeah, it sounds great. Let's do this properly. So that's kind of how it happened, about 18 months ago, I guess.
Wow. And that seems to be quite a short time frame. You've got an album coming out in, what is it, like a week and a half now? It seems like everything's moved quite quickly with this. 9th
of March. Well, it took a while. We recorded it, we rehearsed a bit down in Nice, and then we recorded the parts in Paris. And then the final production was in LA with Billy Sherwood doing the final production. So the album moved around the world a bit. It kept on moving. And so we did that kind of last year. And we were going to release it just before Christmas. We thought, no, we'll hold back to March. But it took a while to put together. Not that long though. Not that long.
No.
And we did our first sort of rehearsal gig last week in a small club called the Jam in Nice. We thought we had about 100 people in there, and just very small venue. But we actually played the album because we're going to try and do that in London, hopefully later on this year, somewhere at some showcase venue. So yeah, we've been deciding to kind of put it back together again.
Wow! And how did it feel? I mean, how was the gig? That must have felt really bizarre.
It was great because I haven't played with Bob on stage since 1967 or 8 or something.
Great.
So it was good. It went down really well. We got Hugo Barr, who's our bass guitarist, and Alex Alvarez did some guitar, because on the album I've got about three or four guitar parts in there, which might have been a bit difficult to play on my own on stage. But it was great. We all enjoyed it. The crowd liked it, the audience liked it, and we thought, yeah, this works. So we're getting ready for our showcase gig, wherever that's going to be.
Oh, fantastic. And in today's day and age, you're a complete enigma. Actually, it's very, very, very rare to find somebody like you that it seems to be quite hidden from the public eye in a lot of ways in regards to this style of stuff. I mean, was that a conscious decision, or did you just kind of decide to back away slowly, or did you decide, actually, no, I want to be completely invisible to the best of my extent?
Back in '68?
Yeah.
Well, I left the band just as it was sort of turning into Yes. I mean, I think it actually was Yes when I left it, but I wrote some songs that were on the first album, Yes album, and arranged a bit, and I just decided to leave, and I went into sort of nightclubs and business and lots of marketing stuff, and it was a hard call to, give up music for a while, but a while being a long time. And I went into the world of business. I lived in America, companies out there and stuff, and then about 15 years ago, I got back into it, and I think about 6 years ago, I bought an electric guitar again, having played a lot of acoustic, and I thought, right. So I started playing a little bit and getting back in the groove, and I was writing music and songs. So over the last 6 years, I've been writing quite a lot of songs and things, and then So when I got together with Bob, I thought, well, that's perfect. You know, let's put some of the new material in, but let's do some Mabel Greer's original material, which we did from memory, most of it.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, we did a lot by memory, so much so that on the last track I forgot the middle eight completely. It doesn't feature. I just forgot it. When I listened to it at the end, I thought something's wrong here, but we'd already finished it. And then I heard one of the BBC tapes. I thought, I know what's wrong. We left out the main bit of the song. We left the main bit out. So it sounds all right without it. It's just a slightly different song.
Well, that's pretty good in itself.
Well, when we did the gig in Nice last week, we put it in at the end. We thought, let's just whack it in. It sounded good, so we might have to rethink that one, or put it on the second album in its original form.
Extended it, you know, that can be like your special edition. It's like special edition with a song how it was supposed to be.
Special edition, Paris tapes or the LA tapes. We might do that.
Fantastic.
Because when we did the LA thing, Billy produced it, did a great job. He put some bass on as well, extra bass guitar. But we got Tony Kaye. We said, you know what, this really needs keyboards, because Mabel Greer always had keyboards, not always, but had keyboards at the end when it turned into Yes. And so we said to Billy, you know, could you get hold of someone who can play keyboards like Tony Kaye? And he said, well, I worked with Tony Kaye. He was here last week. So, yeah, so Tony graciously said, yeah, I'll put the keyboards down on that.
Oh,
and,
wow.
So we kind of built up, so we got the sound right.
Fantastic. And, like, I mean, the whole Yes thing, everybody seems to have a different story as to how it all actually came about. And I think that Bob has been quoted as saying that you deserve full credit for Yes and, like, the entire birth of it. Is that the way you see it, or do you not really see yourself as part of Yes as some people see you as part of it?
Oh, that's a good question. I think, Mabel Greer's Toyshop had a lot of... we were psychedelic flower power, and then Chris joined the band, and then John Anderson joined the band, and then Peter Banks, and then Tony Kaye at the end, and then Bill Bruford right at the end. So, I mean, I played with all of them. And the kind of Yes sound, I always wanted sort of hard rock with a psychedelic with a three-part harmony. I thought that was sort of good at the time. And John brought a lot of harmonies and some great vocals. So I would like to think I had quite a part in the early sound and the early construction of Yes. But they're all really good musicians. I mean, Chris is a great bass player. Peter Banks was always a better guitarist than me. And then Steve Howe, of course, is absolutely brilliant. So I'm more sort of, as Chris Squires once said, yeah, he's not that good on guitar, but he's got a lot of good ideas. I thought, thanks, Chris, but, you know, all right. Which is probably, at the time, a fair comment. I think I've improved since then a bit over my resting period of 45 years. But it was, I think I did contribute a fair amount, but, of course, then they took that sound and, you know, became the Yes that we all know now, and which has sort of moved it into a slightly different, well, not slightly, quite a different area. But the early Yes stuff, if you listen to the Mabel album, a lot of people have said, oh, wait a minute, I can hear that. I know what that is. So it's a bit of both. I wouldn't claim, it was a joint effort with all of us when Yes started. And they, you know, great. They took it away and did a lot with it. And now I'm sort of, with Bob, I thought, well, you know, let's redo it, sort of unfinished business. Let's go back and visit what Mabel was, but now give it some new numbers, new material. So this is what Yes could have been, but it's different. So Yes is Yes and great, and that's what they are, and that's fantastic. Mabel is another version of how it could have gone.
It's a fascinating way of looking at it. And I mean, has this been something that you decided to do out of regret or out of curiosity?
Oh no regret. No regrets. No, I just love music. So, you know, it was. I was thinking, you know, Bob and I have both had sort of been in the business world, and we're kind of busy guys. We would still do stuff, but we thought, you know what, we've got to do this again. And I'm now sort of working out how I can gear more time into music, which I'm doing. So we're kind of getting on this quite positively now. The album's got some great reviews, and everyone that's heard it likes it.
Yeah.
Nearly everyone,
Yeah,
which is good start. And I've got another sort of 12, 16 songs in the background.
Oh,
I want to do a second album straight away, but the record company said, "Don't be stupid, get the first one out." So I just can't wait to get back in the studio and do some more songs. And, you know, if people like it and they want to hear it, we'll play it. We'll do it live. So for me, no regrets at all. In fact, it's great to be doing what I did, you know, all that when I was 17, 18. It's great to be doing it now. And I'm on it and enjoying it. It's great.
That's really, really good to hear. And you've been doing the whole business stuff for so many years. I mean, do you find as though you're looking at this more as a business now as well? Are you bringing aspects of that into this, and will you be kind of approaching it in a hugely different manner because of that?
Probably, because we're a couple of experienced old dogs, aren't we? You know, so, you know, I mean, I always said in business I was a musician posing as a businessman, and I always used to get some curious looks. Bob's run a very big business in the States. I've run some pretty interesting businesses. So we're kind of, we're pretty experienced in that. But I think both of us we probably are both truly musicians pretending to be businessmen. But now we've decided let's be businessmen pretending to be, no, we've gone back to our natural state. We've gone back to our natural state. So of course with that, you do bring a lot of experience.
Yeah.
I mean, I've lived all over the world, so has Bob. Lived in the States, spent a lot of time in the Middle East, Far East, and similarly with him. So you pick up musical ideas, you pick up a bit of knowledge, and we're a couple of old hounds, really. A couple of old hound dogs.
Oh, it's so nice. You just seem as in such a relaxed and excited place about it. It's great to be able to talk.
Great.
Really
I'm glad you picked up on that. It is exciting. It's kind of like, you know, come on, let's do this. We can do this. So it's great. We're both enjoying it. We're loving it.
Nice. And it also sounds as though it doesn't sound to me, from speaking to you today, like you're feeling as though you've got something to prove. That doesn't sound what this is at all. It just sounds more like fun. Yeah,
it is fun. It is fun, and it's about the music. You know, I mean, just like playing music. So, no, nothing to prove. Done all that. So this is like, look, here it is. If people want to listen to it, fantastic. You know, because it's great to communicate the music, and it needs to come out. It needs to be put out there. So it's fun. Definitely. Don't want to prove anything. I mean, if it's successful, great, you know, but not knocking it.
I'm not going to complain about that, right?
No.
But no, that's brilliant. And like when it comes to the live stuff, how much can you actually realistically gig on this?
What? How many gigs can we do?
Are you looking to tour it? Are you looking to do kind of one-off showcases on occasion?
Well, I personally would like to do one-off showcases. So if we did, showcases around Europe and the States, then we'd probably do, 20 gigs a year, 30 gigs a year, something like that.
Oh, okay, fantastic.
I mean, we'll see how it goes. It's sort of just see what happens, you know, just see where it goes. I mean, to do some really nice gigs and then to write a second or third album and do music, that's good, if we can do that. If someone says, do you want to do a tour, well, we'll look at it, but I don't know. Well, that's part 3, I think, phase 3. Phase 3.
Oh, fantastic. I mean, everything about it sounds as though it's really exciting. I mean, I cannot wait for the London show.
Great, we've got to come along.
And, you know what, there is literally no chance that I will not be there.
Oh, that's fantastic. I don't know where it would be, but somewhere in London. So we're looking at that now, and once the album's out, we'll try and, we'll do a showcase or maybe a support to someone else. I don't know, we'll just see how, let it unfold.
I think, in London, I think a showcase is probably going to be spectacular. Everybody in the world would turn up for that.
Oh, I hope so. Oh, well, we can go somewhere big then. not 100 people, a bit more than that. Yeah.
All the people in the world.
Yeah, great.
Well,
great.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. This was such a pleasure.
Great.
It really, really was, and it's really, really nice to kind of hear everything you've got to say about it.
Thank you.
I mean, I hope that the album launch itself is everything that you could have hoped it will be and more.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have no doubt that we'll be talking to you again at some point soon.
Please do. Anytime I come to that
to
first gig, whenever it is.
Well,
I hope it's in London. It'd be fine
much.
if it was Los Angeles or something. But
you know what? I could do LA at a push.
That's good. See you in LA.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Thank you so
Nice
much.
talking to you.
You too.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.